Mr. Lockpick, come on down. You're the next contestant on the Bear and Hami show. So I'm gonna smooch, or not smooch, squish over this way in my chair. Does that work for you?
Yeah, sure.
This chair is rated to 500 pounds, so we should be okay. Should be. A pretty big lunch. So Mr. Lockpick's question was, and he did a great job talking about this on Facebook. I'll see if I think I took not Facebook, on YouTube. I think I took a picture of his post, but I don't remember. If I did, I'll put it in there if I didn't know well. But he had like a two-pronged question comment thing. The first was everyday reasons to be prepared. And the second was everyday skill sets that flex into preparedness roles.
Good questions.
Good questions. She's got a upper respiratory thing.
Yeah.
And she doesn't talk very loud anyway, so I'll swing it over this way. Okay, so.
Yeah, I get both of us. You know, we have
We don't both fit in there. You gotta speak up.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, everyday reasons to be prepared. We were talking about, there's a guy who lives right over here, unfortunately going through a round of chemotherapy right now. What a blessing to have a year's worth of food. It would be, right? It's one less thing to worry about. So, illness, yeah. Injury, right? Like if you broke your leg.
Right.
Oh no.
Can't work.
I'm out of work for 3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we spend, what, $800 a month on groceries?
No, not quite.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're not buying groceries down on that end.
Right.
So, between you and me,
Right.
it's $800 a month for a family of 5 for groceries. So that's $2,400 worth of food saved. That's a big deal. Illness, injury. What else did we talk about?
Job loss.
Job loss.
Job change.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. You're not happy with your job, but you're beholden to it because it's what puts food on the table. If you have that food
Yep.
stockpiled elsewhere, it could free you up, for a month or two to
Help you transition.
Or, let's say you've been, wanting to start a new self-employment venture.
We don't know anything about that.
Nothing.
We've never been self-employed.
Never.
Did you tell them? You didn't tell them. I don't think I've ever told them. It was 9 days after I met you that I told you that I loved you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what were you doing at that time?
I was a contractor.
You were who owned their own business.
Yeah.
And
I remodeled houses by myself.
She was a remodeler, and I was like, "No, you're not." And she's like, "Yeah, I am." In fact, Pastor Joe was just like, "No," and she goes, "Yeah." He looks at me and goes, "She's kind of tough." It's like, "Hell yeah, she's kind of tough. It's my woman." So, but imagine if you had a year's worth of food put up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have been a blessing.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, there were, being a contractor, you definitely have the slow months.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning, when you don't have that clientele set up.
Please, dear God, send us work.
Right. Yeah. It's a huge blessing to have something like that put away so that, come Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, when people don't want their house torn apart,
Yep.
You've got that already set away.
That's a good time. I forgot about all those hard deadlines in the fall and winter.
Yeah.
People do not want their kitchen. You can't do a kitchen remodel in between Thanksgiving and New Year's. It's not possible.
No.
Because the answer was always, I won't have a sink.
Right.
I won't have an oven. I won't have a stove. No, lady. I mean, you want your kitchen remodeled? Well, we'll just wait until the new year. All right, that's cool, but I need the thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that represents in income for my family. So, yeah, now, because our Thanksgiving is looking like American cheese on saltine crackers, right? And I mean, I remember specifically there was one weekend where the kids were little, and we'd done payroll and paid all the bills, and we were waiting on some checks to come in, but we had 16 cents. And the kids were like, "Can we go see a movie?" No. We'll watch a movie on Netflix. Can we order pizza? No. We'll make pizza. You know.
We got Totino's.
There's Totino's in the freezer, exactly. So, definitely flexing into that role of, you know, having calories to feed yourself and your family with. It lowers your operational costs as a household when you're trying to start a business or operate a new business. So that's a really good point.
Right.
But I mean, not just calories. Think about, you know, all the times Harlan tripped and split his head open, and medically we had to put him back together. Or all the times we've had to medically put me back together, and the cost savings that is.
Times I can count.
The cost savings that represents.
Right.
You know, Cheyenne said the other day, she goes, "I think I have 7 scars." I said, "On your what?" And she said, "On my body." I said, "Babe, I got 7 scars on one finger."
Yeah.
And she was like, "No." And we compared, and yeah, I do. My left index finger that should have been detached 3 times already. So, I mean, that's a cost savings. That's a legitimate reason to be prepared.
Right.
So, because it's $1,500 to go get some stitches, a few stitches.
Okay, you're getting off on a tangent. So
That's what I do. Okay, keep going.
And I keep you on point.
Keep going.
So.
And I tell you to speak up.
So what else was there?
Other reasons to be prepared.
Right.
Everyday reasons to be prepared. Natural disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, California wildfires should say it all.
Right.
Flooding, like those people.
Floodpocalypse of 2018 in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I mean, remember.
Yeah.
I think it was the late 90s, early 2000s. The Mississippi overran its banks like every other year for 3 or 4 years in a row. And I swear CNN got the same dude on the same single wide like 3 times in a row. It was like, "We're going to rebuild." Why?
I was in Memphis.
I bet you were. You probably live next door to this guy. "We're going to rebuild. You've been flooded out 3 times. Oh, the Lord says that we need to rebuild right here." No, you need to move, dummy, before everything you own washes down out into the Delta. But, I mean, that's another reason, everyday reason to be prepared. Did we talk about, like, loss of a loved one? Like prime earner in the house?
No.
Like if I got struck by lightning.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, because right now I don't work. I mean,
You work a little bit. You have a job.
Minimal hours.
From home.
From home. But yeah, if we lost T, then you know, I know that what we have put away, you know, yeah, we would still need money for, you know, the utilities that we have and things like that, but the burden of food cost, having that taken care of right now would be huge.
You'd have lots of time to find another bear. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But I mean, that's the other thing too, is preparedness is, it's food. Food is a huge thing because we need it, in order to live. But, you know, that isn't all, preparedness wise, because especially like women, if you lost your husband, let's say, you find a leak in your roof, comes down through your kitchen, like I just had. Do you know what to do?
Right.
Or, or do you have that person that, you can fall back on, like, that would know? Because I think, a lot of women, they have good skill sets, but they're also very dependent.
Mm-hmm.
And, so would you know how to change a tire if you got a flat? Would you know how to fix a leak in your toilet? I had my toilet torn apart the other day with a toddler in there. I forget what she was getting into, but
Lip gloss.
yeah.
It's covered in lip gloss.
Because my children had decided to basically flush an entire roll of toilet paper at once. So I had to literally take apart the whole toilet. Didn't have a snake that I could run down there. Down in the drain.
You literally unbolted the toilet from the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and exposed the flange in the upstairs bathroom floor.
Right. Saw it wasn't the pipe going
not
down.
like took the lid off the back of the tank. No. Like completely disassembled the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't have a snake. So, okay, what can I use in the event that I don't have...
Look at this dumb dog.
She's so weird. Yeah, don't throw up on me. So I ended up finding a clothes hanger, metal one, like, I always use the one, like the dry cleaners ones, because, they have the cardboard little rod and then, 2 pieces of wire coming into it. So took one of those, untwisted it, pulled it apart, and rammed that thing up the underside of that toilet probably 100 times until I pulled out a huge glob of TP. And but if your man's gone, whether it be loss, marital issues, what have you, do you as a woman know how to keep your house in order? And if not, then that's something you need to learn. Because I can't tell you how valuable it is that, I was a contractor and I know how to do
all the things,
all that stuff, so that if something breaks,
dumb dog,
if something breaks Monday through Thursday,
you got it covered.
While T's gone,
Okay, so you're talking about me on tangents. 4 minutes later. All right. So let's flex into useful skills.
Right.
Since that's the direction you went with it.
Yeah.
So, if you're new to this channel, you may not be aware of the concept of the militant farmer. It's just simply a name that I put to this idea that you need to be able to grow your own food and you need to be able to protect the food that you grow. So, which is the Hebrew way. It's not a new concept, not even kind of a new concept, but I think the ultimate expression of preparedness is homesteading. Homesteading with your Glock on your hip. Because, raving lunatics could come running out of those woods. Probably not, but it's possible. And our fearless beast is back here protecting the fire pit. Thank you, dog.
Right.
But useful skills, everything. But here's the thing, and I'm going to go there. You can't do everything. You can't do everything. I can't do everything. That damn dog can't do anything, let alone, lick the fire pit. Good job, dog. 20 people is about the benchmark for being able to get everything done, in my opinion, because you're going to need a garden, right? You're going to need a robust garden, not like a little bit of a garden, not a hobby garden, not a practice garden, a robust garden, because good, we all have a year's worth of food put up. Now what?
Right.
A year's gone by, we don't have any more food now, and I'm not going to beg the Chinese or the Russians to feed me. I'm not going there. It's very hard to project power when you're starving. And if you're not in a position to project power, you are now subject to somebody else's will. So it's actually a security issue to not have food or the ability to produce more food. Mm-hmm. So who's going to feed your animals? Yeah, you need to homestead. You need to have animals. You need to be able to feed your animals, which means you need to be able to produce feed, or have somebody on your team that does produce feed. Right? You need a chainsaw and an axe, and you need to know how to use them. You need your plumber's bag with your pipe wrenches and your adjustable wrenches and your Allen keys in it, and you need to know how to use it. You need to know how to work the solar panels over the top of your well house, the electrical aspects, DC and AC electricity, so that your well still runs, so you have running water for sanitation. So I just said this in the video the other day. There is a 100% probability that we are going to eat food, and drink water, and poop and pee when the world ends. 100% probability. Yeah. There's a much lower probability that I have to shoot somebody. However, most people start on the aspect of super ultra tactical training, man. It's this face. This is the YouTube tactical face.
That's your Muppet face.
Tactical Muppet face, right? That's where most people go. Right. You need to know how to engage a target at 1,200 meters. Yeah. I'd rather you knew how to plant 12 rows of new potatoes. I would much rather have somebody who knew how to do that. Yeah. So, what else you got?
Basic sewing skills.
Amen. Yep.
Rip the ass end out of your bridges and what you gonna do?
Now, see, that is something my mom can do.
Right.
My mom is awesome at that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Medical.
Yeah. Medical.
Yep. What about you and your foraging?
Right. You need to, when we first got here, that was where I put a lot of my energy. Mm-hmm. Was into, okay, we have 21 acres. We can grow, a garden. Mm-hmm.
And we are.
And we are. But what has God already blessed us with?
Amen. And
so it was hiking through and, getting covered in ticks.
Tell them about your idea for cataloging all of that.
Oh, okay. So after having figured out a lot of what we have going on naturally in this place, landscape pretty much stays the same, but the plants are always growing. They are, new ones are springing up, mm-hmm. Old ones are dying. So I had an idea that, and you forget, you don't use it all the time. You forget, mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I know what that is, but I can't think of it, and I can't remember, what exactly did I use it for. So I wanted to get a map of our property, and basically just like a photo, a fairly large photo, if it needed to take up to 2 or 3 pieces of paper, so that it can kind of be done in segments. But
Like an aerial photo.
right, yeah, and kind of go through and mark on there what I had, or basically where I had found particular plants.
Blackberries, persimmons,
right, and
red buds, right.
And kind of color coordinate it, so that this is that color and this is that color, and then in the notebook that I would have, basically go through and, okay, blackberries, use them for this.
Right.
I'm trying to think. I'm on point. So, button bush. What can I use that for?
Right.
And so I've got that, and okay, TJ's got a stomach bug.
Right.
Let me, we're out of my dye guys. We're out of all the traditional things we would use for that stomach bug. What do I have, or what's available, and where is it?
Right.
So that I can go get it, and then how do I turn that into something that's going to help him?
So basically, a map of where assets are located on the property, wild edibles, medicinal, stuff like that.
Right.
With a legend of where it's located, and then a description of each thing, what it's used for. It, blooms from July through October or
right.
whatever, with all the pertinent information, so that when you're under duress, under stress, you need it now, you don't have to think about it, it's already there. Or you can say, hey, here's the book. Right. Go over here and go pick some blackberries or right. whatever.
Yeah.
So medicinal skills, wild, foraging skills are useful. Carpentry, you need to know how to do basic carpentry, just to maintain what you have and build new structures. It's kind of the thing, and our focus is going to be more on being preppers out here in the wilderness, because that's where we are.
Right.
We did the city preparedness thing, the suburbs, and we're not there anymore. By choice and by the hand of the Father, we're not there anymore. Thank God. I don't want to even think about being prepared in the suburbs, because useful skills in the suburbs for being prepared in the suburbs are bugging out, keeping rounds off of your family, and running roadblocks. Like that's honestly my opinion of it. It is a losing equation, but out here, man, it's homesteading. And, it's like I was saying before, being a farmer isn't sexy, unless it's she thinks my tractor's sexy, that bull crap. But it's not a glamorous lifestyle. I think that's one of the things that people realize when they go to Shofar Mountain is they expect it, and it's a beautiful place filled with wonderful people.
Right.
But it's rugged.
Oh yeah.
It's rugged, and people think that it's like an amusement park, that this lifestyle is just like that's so beautiful, you're in nature all day. Yeah, nature's in you all day too. Right. Like you're up in it, man. And when it rains, you're wet. When it's hot, you're hot. When it's cold,
right.
I was in that creek up above my waist in 28-degree weather, soaking wet with a chainsaw, so that we could, when it flooded the first time we were here, so we could get back out again. That's not glamorous. But so the number one skill set you need is you got to have heart, man.
Yeah.
You got to want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, like, it doesn't matter. You're not making it.
No. And you got to be able to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I agree. And
it's...
God's got to like you too.
Right.
He don't like you, man.
Yeah, if he hates you, then you're screwed.
We're going long. Put a bow on it, baby.
Yeah, you've got to be able to figure stuff out.
Yep.
And because it's not going to be laid out for you.
Nope.
You're not going to have necessarily all the tools that you need,
or the damn internet.
or the damn internet. So you're gonna have to figure it out. And if you're not naturally that kind of person,
Start practicing.
yeah. Yeah.
And
Because luckily enough, me and T are.
yeah.
And if one of us can't fix it, the other one will.
And knowing, you got to be able to go, this ain't me. This is all you. I'm not doing this, or vice versa. And having somebody, your better half, who goes, honey, I love you, but you're about to get really pissed off right now, and that's not going to help. So you need to stop and walk away.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get mad, lay your tools down and walk away, and don't come pick them up again until you're not mad anymore, or have your awesome wife do it for you. So, good talk. Yeah, I think this will be a Patreon sneak peek for YouTube. Good long talk. Useful skills and normal everyday reasons to be prepared for the end of the world as we know it. Shalom.